Hello everyone. So, yesterday there was no video. The reason for that is because all power here in Portugal and Spain was out. Literally, all of it. It was just done. So, I guess I took an unexpected day off from everything. You know what I did? I slept all day, bored out of my mind. But hey, had dinner at my parents' place. It was pretty nice. Regardless, the situation that we are talking about today. Now, I will admit this is a little out of date because this specific video is from 3 days ago. I usually try to react to things a little bit, but 3 days ago. It's not that far away, right? It's not that long ago. Internet people just don't understand how time works. But this is from 3 days ago by Hirohei, and he is talking about how the Genshin voice actor strike, which isn't really a strike, details on that as we watch the video, I'm sure. It's kind of getting fucked up. It's kind of getting fucked up. Now, the reason why it's getting fucked up is because some of the voice actors kind of insist on fucking it up. And why do they insist on fucking it up? Because they really, 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 really think that they are the character that they are representing. And they don't really understand that nobody actually fucking likes your character, Paimon. I don't remember the voice actor's name. Nobody fucking likes you. You're annoying. You sound annoying. People don't appreciate you chirping their fucking ear and then going outside and chirping in their fucking ear some more. Shut up. Be quiet. Alright? Quit being an asshole. Quit being annoying. Regardless, Hirohei is a little bit more informed on this than I am, and so we're going to let Hirohei talk about it. So, as always, like, subscribe. Let's get into it. Also, I will be dropping the video in the description. As always, stop asking for it. It's always there.
Welcome back, everybody. So we've got a ton of crazy stuff going on today, a ton of updates in this VA situation, so much stuff
Also, Hirohei has a VTuber avatar, for those of you who do not know. It's neat enough.
that, like, we just got to get right into it. So beginning with this Reddit post, and by the way, thank you everyone who's tagged me to all the stuff going on. Appreciate that. The Reddit post reading.
By the way, the reason I could go over to this side, but then I'd cover up some of the information. So don't be complaining that I'm covering Hirohei's avatar this time.
Venti VA,
Annoying.
that being Erica, says SAG, the union, has been sending threatening letters. The post reading, not surprised, at least some of the other VAs will be back in 5.7, that being 5.7 update for Genshin, for those who don't play, so that's referring to.
Yeah.
And she'll cover everything she missed after the mess is over. We can see in the screenshot a user had asked Erica, does this mean some of the other VAs will be back in 5.7? By the way, I love your work. With Erica saying, I think so. SAG has been sending threatening letters, so it's been very difficult to navigate, but they were rude to me, and I'm sick of this stuff, so lol.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a TikTok UI, I think. This looks TikTok-y. I don't believe this is It could also be Facebook, but I don't think it's no, it's not Facebook, and it doesn't look like Instagram. So yeah, probably TikTok-y.
The top response reading, I also found this other comment that also mentions SAG threats. I scrolled through the comments to make sure this was legit, and it is. So let's check it out.
So more and more people seem to be accusing SAG of threatening them. This does match with some of what we've heard about before. Paimon Suye themselves, before joining SAG and becoming their strongest warrior, kind of complained about being threatened by SAG and all sorts of very sketchy behavior from them. So it's not as though this is abnormal behavior or out of the expectation.
In this screenshot, Fremunet says, you know what, we'll figure things out for you. You clearly don't give a dang about us or the game. We will be demanding a recast, and I pray to God you lose this role. You don't deserve it. With Erica responding, saying, bruh, I'm trying to come back. SAG has been sending threatening letters to us. It's been very complicated. I'm coming back soon. If it had been my choice, I would have been voicing the whole time. Okay, so some quick context on Erica talking about coming back. We've got this video from Nor Egrets.
Nor egrets? Is that what he said? I want to see. I want to see the
context
actual
on Erica talking about coming back. We've got this
Nor egrets. Okay, nor egret. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to be able to see that. You can't see it because Anti-Kill's fat butt is in the way.
video from Nor Egrets. that talks about the situation. Let's see.
This is a really disappointing news for version 5.6 because Venti will not have an English voice despite being one of the main casts of the patch. This patch is so highly anticipated that even the livestream announcement surpassed Mavuika strip marketing. But in a TikTok video by Venti's English VA where she did a Q&A, a fan asked her whether she will be voicing Venti in the next patch. Unfortunately, she responded that she wasn't able to figure things out yet. There's no doubt that many voice actors felt this way when she said that the politics as a voice actor in the current landscape are very annoying.
But wait a minute. Isn't Venti a dude? Isn't the character Venti a dude? A Nemo character? He, yeah. Why? I will never understand why we have women voice acting for dudes. Like, I guess he's a little boy, so I guess, but it's weird. It's weird to me. It's weird.
Silver lining is that she might not be replaced because she said that she
But, you know, the grandma that used to do Goku was fucking goated, so, hey, massive props to her. Maybe they're onto something.
will be back soon. Hopefully, this is true because fans really want her to voice Venti as she's one of the most iconic voice that Genshin has.
So it's pretty confusing right now. I think 5.6 drops on like May 7th, I think it is.
I wouldn't know.
So we'll see if Venti is voiced.
But this just is he gonna keep talking about Genshin? No, he's okay.
In 5.6 or not, it sounds like Erica is not
Let's see
voicing
more
Venti
information about the
5.6.
actual
Once
drama
again, we have
happening.
like this message too, where she said, "So alas, I wasn't able to figure things out for 5.6. The politics as an actor are very annoying, but I'll be back soon." But then we've got more information in this post that reads, Venti may be voiced in 5.7 with his original VA, that being Erica, saying numbers added on are the order that each comment was made. So we'll take a look at this with the numbers helping us get the order. The real question, are you still the voice of Venti? Because the new update is going to suck with you not in it. Erica saying, I'm not sure if I'll be back for 5.6, but I'll be back.
This is a confusing ass UI for TikTok. Like, what the fuck, dude? From top to bottom, everybody knows this. Well, how is TikTok the one not able to do this
the
shit?
politics of the acting world can be super annoying. Isaac then saying, I'm just worried because other characters in ZZZ got replaced and that also voice in Genshin. Zachary then saying, so you might be in 5.7.
Wait. Is she in ZZZ or Genshin? Genshin, right?
With Erica saying, hopefully yes, assuming nothing crazy happens. And there is also this post that reads, Venti's VA says she'll likely be back after 5.6 with these comments reading, thank you guys for loving Venti as much as I do. I'm so sorry this strike has sucked for everyone. We didn't even vote on it. I should probably take my own advice and shut.
Well, from my understanding, there is no official strike on Genshin. So, yeah, regarding that, it's literally just the union or people inside of the union kind of extending it to Genshin. But from what I understand, like that, there's no actual strike on Genshin.
Shut up now. But yeah, I'm really sorry for how dumb this all has been. Saying that she hopefully will be back in 5.7. I think we already read this one, assuming nothing crazy happens.
Sorry.
And this one saying, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. I promise I'll be back within the next few patches. And finally, this one saying, I don't think 5.6, but I'll be back very soon. Hopefully we can cover 5.6 retroactively. Yeah, so this is all really unfortunate. You guys know I'm a fan of Venti, and I do think Erica does a great job voicing Venti, and 5.6 is certainly going to be an important patch for Venti, given the return to Mondstadt and all that. And this whole time I was thinking, thankfully it looks like Erica is not a part of the strike, but unfortunately it seems like she is.
Well, because the whole thing with strikes is that you want everybody to stop working, even the people who aren't in the union. And when the people outside of the union aren't going to stop, you're going to threaten them. And now, you know, a few years ago, this would have involved, you know, threatening that person's life. Thankfully, that's no longer the case, I hope, right? Nowadays, it's just threatening their livelihood and other means. So, threatening their life by proxy. But, thankfully, things are improving in that regard. But, more and more, it really does seem as though SAG-AFTRA, or at least SAG, I think that they're two separate organizations that kind of work in conjunction. I'm not super aware of how that works. But it really does feel as though SAG, at this point, is kind of just bullying actors into joining them to pay them the money, because, as we know, that's $3,000 to $4,000, depending on who's talking about it. Those are the numbers that I've seen thrown around. Usually it's 4,000. Some people have said 3,000. But that's how much you got to pay to get in. And then you only get benefits once you've made them a certain amount of money. So you're paying for nothing, basically paying in the hope that you'll make the money, and then they're basically bullying you to join them and threatening you if you don't do what they want. So why are people not organizing against SAG-AFTRA at this point? Like I feel like that's the point of a union. The whole point of the union is that you organize together so as to not get taken advantage of. And now it feels like the union is taking advantage of people. So maybe time to unionize against the union, no?
The good news is that she seems to be trying to break away from it. And
Yeah.
of course, thankfully, she has not been like these other VAs who have been constantly attacking
But okay, now I am mostly curious about the Paimon VA being mad because that's the entertaining part of this situation.
the community.
So let's keep watching.
And on top of all that, she has also given us this interesting information about SAG sending these threatening letters. It would be nice if she posted letters so we could see like all the full context and what they're saying. But of course, I'm not going to be surprised if she doesn't want to do that. She may be worried about potential legal liability and stuff like that. And furthermore, her simply giving this information is probably going to paint a target on her back from the SAG bootlickers.
Oh, for
As a
sure.
matter of fact, spoiler alert, later in this video, it looks like Karina's not
I thought we were gonna get into it now.
happy with Erica.
Maybe it's another toilet video.
But we'll get to that in a little bit. Over on the Genshin Impact subreddit, this has only spurred further speculation though. For example, Duality, which I'll show you. This response reading, wow, I'm kind of shocked she'd speak up about it, kudos to her. I can't imagine that SAG and its trolls are going to appreciate it if VAs are being threatened into not voicing the game. I'm hoping they can find a way to return. Not all these VAs are terrible people. Conversely, however, there's speculation like this comment that says, SAG-AFTRA is already shady, but certain VAs made them look even
Certain VAs. Karina.
worse, which is one possible reason why they're threatening the VAs themselves, referring to the letters or emails or whatever. Like, hey, your strike is not official and made us look worse. Go get yourself back to work. Responses reading, as far as I know, SAG-AFTRA was in support of their members continuing the strike.
Yeah, it's likely the other way around.
And another saying SAG was openly tweeting about the strike as if it was an official thing. It's not unreasonable for most VAs to be confused about the whole thing and just following what everyone else was doing. So yeah, SAG-AFTRA.
Yes, it's as I said, it's not an official strike, but SAG-AFTRA does want it to go. So yeah, their only solution, because it's not official, so they can't actually compel people to do it. The only solution is to threaten people and bully them into doing it.
Retweeted Aneris Q, where Aneris was trying to get Hoyoverse to sign the agreement. SAG-AFTRA retweeted that tweet from Aneris, basically saying like, yeah, just sign the agreement, Hoyoverse. It's so easy, winking emoji. But as we've talked about many times before, Aneris actually ended up deleting her tweet. That said, this comment talking about VAs being tired of being put in this situation, I mean, some of them might be, but we know a lot of them have been defending this whole situation and still continue to refuse to work, so let's not forget that. And then this other comment we read, specifically the part where they say it's not unreasonable for most VAs to be confused about the whole thing, that part's fine because, yeah, it's been really...
Of course not. It's supposed to be confusing to them. You want them to be confused, and this is specifically the people in SAG-AFTRA at the top and the bootlickers, right? You want the people who aren't involved to get confused, so that then you can tell them what to believe, you can tell them what to think, you can tell them what to do, and then they'll just do it.
Really confused
That's
and
what you want.
convoluted. But the second part where they say, and just following what everyone else was doing, I don't think that's a great excuse. These are grown adults who are able to make their own decisions. They chose to be a part of SAG. They chose to go along with the actions of the strike.
Why is he zooming in here? There's nothing here. Hero hate! What the hell?
And they can refuse to be a part of it, like we're now seeing Erica do.
Yeah, it
With
doesn't
that
work
said,
that way.
let's take a look at this repost.
It doesn't necessarily work that way because a lot of these people join under the threat that they will not be able to work otherwise. And because that's the impression that they're working under, they're obviously going to cave because they want to work in this medium, right? A lot of these people are working here out of passion. It's kind of the same reason why a lot of VTubers join orgs that everybody knows are going to be predatory, are going to screw them over in the long run, are going to prevent them from continuing to pursue this in the long term. But they still join because this is the only way that they believe they have of actually pursuing this passion of theirs. And that's just the way it goes. It's impossible to be expectant of people to stand on business when it comes down to their livelihood and pursuing their dreams, right?
Karina, yay for Paimon, over on Blue Sky. The repost reading from Kyle McCarley. I haven't threatened anyone. SAG-AFTRA staff has jurisdiction to contact members about violations of Global Rule 1, which could result in censures, fines, suspension of membership, or a ban from the union. All members. First of all, let's stop there for a second. Seems like that would actually be a good thing.
Yep. But the problem is that then they can't get a lot of work that is union work, right? Then that's the problem. You can't get hired to certain jobs unless it's union, right? And the way that they do it, and this has been talked about ad nauseum by other creators, but basically the way it works is you get a bunch of union actors in a situation, and then those union actors pressure the guys up top to make it a union job, meaning only union people can join that job. And at that point, unless you're union, you can't do anything there. And when that happens, now you have to join the union if you want to be in these big projects where everybody's going to know who you are, you're going to get a ton of extra work, you're going to get a ton of money, and your career is going to blow up, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't join, there are consequences. That's why people don't want to get banned from the union. But yeah, this whole I guarantee this global rule 1 is about not breaking strike, except it's not a real strike.
Continuing though, all members are informed of this rule and the consequences for breaking it when they join. The context to this is someone bringing up what Erica said. So Karina retweeting Kyle McCarley makes it seem like Karina might not be happy with what Erica just posted here.
Of course she's not. Of course she's not. She's a scab and at the same time a bootlicker for the union, which is, let's be honest, it's an org. It's an org.
Might not be happy with Erica going up against this strike. So the full context. We've got a blocked post, but right below that, Jackson says, I do find it funny how despite signing agreements against AI with other studios and companies, the SAG contract is the only one they haven't, and most likely won't sign that we're aware of. Makes you question what exactly is in the agreement that is so damaging that...
Exactly. That is a pretty big thing. And it's very common to create an agreement that says, agreement that everybody should agree with because it's just good for everybody. And then you read it and it says, I want this specific type of person to get screwed over. I'm not signing it. And then the only thing people say, oh, they didn't sign the good agreement that everybody should agree upon, right? Like, because you put some shit in there, right? I'm not eating this delicious meat sandwich because you put a turd in there. I'm not eating that. Because that's not a delicious meat sandwich anymore. That's a turd sandwich. Right?
They won't sign it. With Kyle McCarley saying, this is a false claim. Hoyo has not signed any agreement that limits their use of recordings for the purpose of AI on any project. All their non-union agreements, in fact, have language that grants them rights to their recordings in perpetuity for any use whatsoever without limitation. And that's where this other person says, it's really disgusting that now you even threatening the voice actors. Showing where...
And I like how he says, I haven't threatened anyone. Me. I haven't done that. Probably because he knows he can't say we, right? He says I.
Erica said, I think so. SAG has been sending threatening letters.
But I want to see if he actually acknowledges Paimon VA, and I don't think we're going to get a Paimon VA reaction here. Wait, no. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem as though there's much of nothing regarding the Paimon VA. But I heavily encourage people who are much more interested in this topic to join in. I mostly just made this one video because I wanted to bring this up, and I thought there was going to be some Paimon VA crashing out because that's fun. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Check out Hirohei in the description. His video is already out there, so go take a look at that. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Cheers.